Hello everybody, we're back with day 4 of NBA in the Bubble. I've got Brendan helping me out with the graphics today, so they look more quality at the moment. I know there's only about 10 of you watching the videos, but let us know what you think. Alright, well let's head right into it with Game 1. We have the Washington Wizards versus the Brooklyn Nets. Day 4, Game 1 was a tightly fought game, with both teams taking the lead multiple times, but neither was ever able to get outside of striking distance of their opponents. Both teams matched each other blow for blow. However, the real excitement didn't take place until the last quarter, when Caris LeVert was able to flip the switch late in the fourth. He just got going at the right time. He ends the night with 34, 7 and 3 to lead the Nets to a win. The final score of this game was 110-118. The Nets win by 8. We've got 6 games to cover off, so without any further ado, let's head right into Game 2. Here we have the Portland Trail Blazers versus the Boston Celtics. With Portland's backcourt struggling in the first half, Boston's young tandem of Tatum and Brown were incredibly productive in this game, gearing up for an absolute blowout, with the Celtics leading by as much as 24 in the second period. However, Jusuf Nurkic was incredibly productive early in the third quarter to start chipping away at the Boston lead. The tide of the game truly started changing when Dollar Dame began heating up and absolutely decimated the Celtics lead. I knew this was going to be a great ball game when Dame hit a 3, absorbing contact for an and 1 to make it a 1-point game. From here, both teams went back and forth with 10 ties or lead changes in the fourth quarter alone. There was some amazing offensive production, with 6 different players scoring more than 20 points. However, clutch free throw shooting from Celtics forward Gordon Hayward pushed them over the top in a tight game. The final score, 124-128. Celtics win by 4. The player of this game is Jason Tatum. Following a very disappointing performance in his last game, Tatum turned it around, scoring 30 points while shooting 63% from three-point land to go along with 8 assists. It was great to see him getting others involved as well. Today's surprise producer was Gary Trent Jr. with 21 points off the bench. He really did his part to keep the Blazers in the game. And in Game 3, we have the San Antonio Spurs versus the Memphis Grizzlies. This was a riveting game. The Spurs led for most of the game, but never by more than 11 points. That being said, the Spurs did do an incredible job in sharing the scoring load, with 6 different players scoring in double digits. Ja Morant has been great in the fourth quarters during this season, and tonight was no exception. Through his great performance, the Grizzlies were able to eat away at the Spurs lead. Late in the fourth quarter, the Grizzlies trail by 3. DeRozan misses 2 key free throws, which gives the Grizzlies 12 seconds to make a 3 to tie the game. Jaren Jackson Jr. gets the ball in the corner from an inbound pass and takes a huge 3-pointer to tie the game at 106 all. DeMar DeRozan is given the ball for the final possession. He dribbles the clock out, pump fakes, and Dylan Brooks bites on the pump and fouls. DeRozan is heading back to the line, but this time he doesn't let the opportunity to put the game away pass him. He sinks both free throws, and after a miss from 3 from Jaren Jackson Jr., the game is over, 108-106. In a nail-biting thriller, the Spurs win by 2. De'Anthony Melton was this game's biggest disappointment, as he racked up 5 fouls and was able to score a single bucket on the entire night. And let's move right along to Game 4. We have the Sacramento Kings versus the Orlando Magic. This was a very one-sided affair, which can be summed up in a single sentence. The Magic dominated and never trailed. The final score, 116-132. Orlando win by 16. It should be noted that Jonathan Isaac suffered a serious injury in this game with a tear to his ACL. This is the same leg that he injured at the New Year's game in Washington. It's truly heartbreaking to see him come back from an injury to play a single game and some change. My prayers go out to him. As we move along to Game 5, we have Giannis and the Milwaukee Bucks versus the Houston Rockets. I feel like I've been saying this a lot during this NBA return, but this was another incredible game. The Bucks came out of the gates firing on all cylinders and owned the first quarter. However, the Houston microball lineup seemed to be pestering the Bucks offense. They forced turnover after turnover to gain the lead, which they held till late in the fourth. Giannis was absolutely incredible in this game, and the Rockets struggled to guard him, which, to be honest, is difficult to do when Giannis is hitting 2 threes in the night, good for 40% from three-point land. Moreover, the Bucks were able to use their size advantage to punish the Rockets on the glass, winning the rebounding game with a differential of 29 rebounds, with Giannis having a game high of 18. Although the Rockets are known for their incredible three-point offense, their shots weren't falling today. With a line I thought I would never say, the Rockets were able to gain control of the fourth and win with incredible defense. They harassed the Bucks, good for 15 steals and countless deflections, which were critical in a game that went down to the final 2 or 3 seconds. The final score, 116-120. Rockets win by 4. Despite not being able to come away with the win, the player of this game is easily Giannis Antetokounmpo with 36 points, 18 rebounds, and 8 assists. There's no way I could give it to any other player. Although he produces for the Bucks night in and night out, Brook Lopez was still the surprise production from tonight, as he was unstoppable in the post. The only Rockets player with the strength to bang with him down in the post was PJ Tucker. And last but certainly not least, we have the Dallas Mavericks versus the Phoenix Suns. This was another nail-biting thriller. The Mavericks started the game as expected, taking control. They comfortably led for the first half and most of the third quarter, as the Suns had no answer for Porzingis and Luka Magic, that duo combining for 70 points on the night. However, despite multiple players in foul trouble, the Suns started to rally behind the scoring of Booker, Rubio, and incredible bench performances. The Suns carried this momentum into the fourth quarter, where they led by as much as 9 points. Although the Mavs made a late push to get them within striking distance, it was too little, too late. The final score, 115-117. House Suns win by 2. The player of this game is Luka Doncic. As mentioned, he had an incredible scoring night, scoring 40 points to go along with 8 rebounds and 11 assists. It's good that Luka and Porzingis have finally figured out how to play with each other. They're gearing up to be a first-round matchup nightmare. This being said, they do need to learn how to close games confidently and need to look to rely more on their defense to stop opponents from getting buckets as well as getting their own buckets in crunch time. That's all for today. But if you enjoyed this video, let us know by leaving us a like down below. And while you're at it, you might as well click to subscribe.